Marley. Hey, baby. We did it a little bit yesterday. First thing I do is I don't hide it from the dog. I don't try to sneak anything. I let her know we're going to be doing it. Okay. And then I keep it very simple and stress-free the first couple of times. That's what I did yesterday, so she feels like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. Yesterday she was more tense about it. But look what I'm doing right now. Don't do this at home. That's her posturing on me, so she can get a better angle for a bite. You understand? Not that she's gonna bite, but that's what, whether she knows it or not, that's what she's doing when she's turning like this. She's disagreeing with me. And I'm saying, don't disagree with me. Don't do that. I know that, love. It's like, you know. And there's nothing that I'm doing, like I'm staying right here on purpose for now, right where it's not going to be uncomfortable or anything. Good girl. Break. Good girl. And that's a experience, but I'll go right back to it in a few minutes, not 30 seconds from now. Good job, everybody. Hi, let's go to the veterinary. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? This is Alistair. Alistair, good boy. This is Paul Puckett, whatever his name is. This is Chester. Okay. This is enough to show them. If you show them the bottle that you're going to be putting in the ear or something, this is enough to start the conversation. And then what happens is if she sees this and she runs away, right? She sees this, she says that means I'm going to get my ears clean, she starts to run away. Well, that's where this training just kicks in, is beep. She's not going to run away from the beep because that equals punishment, so you can keep her in the conversation. The only other thing you have to worry about is knowing when to correct. She's starting to get tense or something like that, that gets corrected on the eco. So she already knows what we're going to do now. You see, I don't like hiding it from them, where you sneak up on them and put it in or something like that, or do it when they're sleeping. It's not good. Good. Okay, so watch your body language. Cool. I'm calling my card of the ear. Very nice. Oh, so she probably had a bad experience once, somewhere along the way, and now that's what she's anticipating happening again. So I'm proving her wrong by doing a bunch of these little reps where I'm not going to be doing anything uncomfortable at all. Good. Because she doesn't have any type of infection or anything right now. It looks very nice in there, very clean. Okay. Okay. And break. Very nice. But look, we missed the organic experience because she sniffed the road. Did you get that on camera? Okay, cool. We missed it a little bit, but there it is. Good. She sees it, she smells it. Now, if this is the thing that's going to go in her ear consistently, she'll know that when she sees it. And then she either chooses to come to you, and you can give her a reward when you're done, or she runs away and you have to call her and you recall her. And that's what I did first time. She started to walk away from me. I just recalled and she said, shit, I have to do this. And now we're talking about tension and all that. Shh. Yeah, it's a good girl. Oh yeah, I see. Very nice. I'm gonna give her a little string. Nice. It's mainly just to get her to think that I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? Very nice. And a little pat on the head here because she's doing well. It also helps that I'm not afraid for her to bite me, and I'm also fully prepared if she bites me to correct her immediately. You know what I'm saying? It's me being confrontational. Shh. And then she let me do it. That's how it's animalistic. She says, don't do that. I says, what are you going to do about it? She says, nothing. Right? Now, if your dog is the type of dog to say, this is what I'm going to do about it, I'm going to bite you, well, then you got to know what you're doing. Because they're going to try to bite you. And hopefully you already know that and you're prepared for that. And there's a slip lead on, and there's all this good stuff, and there's a professional around. Good girl. But for her, I know she don't got it in her really. Like, she might way down there, but it's like, what are you going to do? She's never bit anybody, actually. She's nipped a stranger, actually. She has bit a person before. But I just say, look, see, she go lower, that's good. Right? It's all talk. She understands what I'm saying. Look, that's why she let me do it now. Okay. But then there's a soft side you show them when they're being submissive to the situation, they're just trusting you. Okay. Very nice. And then I'm getting a little bit more uncomfortable because I'm looking down in there. But I'm not going to put her in discomfort at all during these training sessions because then I lose trust. Right? You got a little wax down in there. I see. But look, as I'm doing this, I'm taking my time, I'm talking, I'm massaging. I don't even care about the spray right now. It doesn't matter. What matters is just, she just has trouble even having her ears handled, okay? Good girl. But look, this is a pretty pleasant moment for her. I'm watching her feel like she's getting massaged. That's what she's going to be able to start tying into this. It's not always just going to be me wrangling you down to get something in your ear. We need to pause, calm down, show the dog the thing. Here's the thing we're doing, whether it's a brush or something. The dog runs away, we recall them, we correct them, then recall them, and then show them the thing again. Eventually they submit somewhat to the situation. Say, okay, well, let's do this, but don't do this or don't do that, but I'll let you. You know what I mean? You can at least get them to stay in the conversation of this is what we're doing. Doesn't mean the dog's not going to put up a fuss. You have to know how to deal with that. Good girl. Now listen. See, now that de-stresses. That yawn would de-stress. So she started to get built up and then she kind of started to get built up. And it's because of this, the anticipation of this might be happening. We're not sure exactly what we're going to do. So then I just say, and what I'm doing is disagreeing with that state that she's in. Whatever she's thinking about, whatever I'm saying, stop. That state of mind training, that's so we can get a dog to be at zero and relax while we do things like this, whether we need to get on the paws, we need to give them a comb, whatever it is, okay? So basically, if I'm working with her and I'm working on her paws or anywhere in the rear, on the ears, if she lifts her head up to kind of give me one of these whale eyes, some stim on the collar will tell her to put her head back down, because we know if the dog's head's right there and they're relaxed, they're breathing out of their nose, so we know they're more relaxed, because it makes them go. So it makes them start almost like meditating, regulating the breath, which calms the mind very quickly. It really works. But on top of that, she can't bite me if I'm back there working, if she knows she's not supposed to be lifting up her head, until I say, okay, right? So I just encourage her. So then she knows I'm going to be doing something, like just relax, I'm going to be doing something, whether it's the collars, it could be anything. Okay, I'm just taking a look. Girl. Now, what happens at vets and stuff is they're in a rush, so they just get it done. They just have somebody, they have certain grips that they can do where you can hold the dog where they can't move even while they're struggling. And then they just do the drops real quick and stuff. And that leaves a bad impression in the dog's head, and then that's all it takes is one. That's all it takes is one. I've seen it happen myself to puppies and my own dog, and I don't like it. I don't like forcing it. There's a conversation you can have with a dog where the dog will submit and allow you to do it. And that's the healthier version. But that takes time and all that, Okay. Break. Good girl. Well done. Break. Good job. All done. So then that's an experience, guys. That's not like the end. That's one experience that then we're going to stack on another experience until this just becomes normal and all the tension and stuff is just gone. And so it becomes a thing that we do. I'm going to recall you, I'm going to show you the thing, and then this is what we're going to do. And when we're done, you're going to get a nice big treat. But here's the rules of why we do it. And we're going to be using sits and down, and we're going to be using a little double down, just so Marley knows. These are the things I'm going to need you to be doing so that I can do what I need to do. Right? And then also just the basic stuff of when you go to touch the ears, you see the head flick around, like that has to be corrected. That's not a coincidence that the dog's speaking. They're speaking. They're constantly speaking. They said, you do this, they say, I disagree. And if you say, don't disagree with me, then you get a dog who starts to submit. But if you they disagree, then you say, oh, Marley, and you try to grab the end, and then eventually it gets a fuss, you're like, well, fine. And it never gets done. The dog's like, oh, I know. I just have to keep disagreeing. And then they will stop, So that's a common scenario. And then people say, you know what, today's not the day. I just watched a training video and I'm going to make sure that I follow through. So the dog's normal disagreeing isn't working, so they get frustrated and the dog ends up nipping the person and that ends up working. Now the dog's a biter. The dog's like, oh, I just gotta bite him and then they'll leave me alone, no problem. And that's how you can create a biting dog. So you gotta be able to follow through. You know, if a dog takes a snap at you while you're doing this, hopefully you have a good judge of character whether the dog's gonna do it or not. You need some professional guidance to deal with that. That's a good girl. I know I caught you off guard on this one. I just wanted to test you one more time, sweetheart. Okay, all done. Break. Good girl. All done.